So once again, thank you. Hope you are interested in this event. We're talking about trade between our countries, how it's important, how it looks like, and what we're going to do. But let's see on this issue from the financial and banking side, because all deals, all documents, all contracts should be settled and should be provided by banking services. We have some experts in our session which will share this expertise and experience concerning this issue. But first of all, let me briefly present our bank, Belarusbank. We are the leading group of the country with more than 100 years old history. We held leading position in the market, local market, from 40 to 80% depending on the product. We have a huge client base, more than half of the population of the country as individuals, and more than 90,000 of corporate clients, small or big, government-owned or private. We are owned by the government, and one of the main tasks for us today is to support international activity of our companies, of clients, and international trading. So in current situation, current environment, we are working through approach to set up a direct relations with banks in countries which with Belarus trade. We have more than 50 accounts of in such banks in more than 15 countries, including India, in Indian rupees. We work through all the world. We have a representative office not only here in Mumbai, which we launched a few hours ago, but as well as in Germany, Frankfurt, and Chinese, Beijing. So it's our short introduction, and maybe I give a word to our head of representative office here in Belarus in Mumbai, Anton Pashkov, who will describe how we can work and what we can propose to you, to business part, to business side, to trade between yourselves. Thank you.
Good afternoon, dear ladies and gentlemen. Today we will discuss a very practical and an important topic, the way how Indian and Belarusian companies could do payments to each other. As Mr. Aleksei Amarin mentioned, Belarusbank has a well-developed international business infrastructure. It is connected to SWIFT. It maintains a wide correspondent network across the world, and it provides a broad range of services for corporate clients, including international settlements, foreign currency operations, trade finance, and documentary operations. Yes. So today I would like to focus on several points. First of all, it's why settlements in Indian rupees are important for trade between Belarus and India. Second, how the this mechanism works in practice. And third, how Belarusbank, together with its Indian partner banks, can support Indian and Belarusian companies not only with payments, but also with documentary instruments such as letters of credit, bank guarantees, and other solutions. India is actively promoting the international use of the Indian rupee. This is a very important forward-looking policy, and we fully support it because for many countries and companies, using national currencies in international settlements is not only the alternative option, it's becoming a practical tool for making trade more stable, predictable, and independent from unnecessary intermediaries. So for Indian companies, these settlements are especially useful because they allow Indian importers and exporters to do the payments in their own national currency. So reduces, first of all, the need to buy US dollars or euros for transactions with Belarus, and helps to avoid additional currency conversion costs. So Belarusbank has already opened several special rupee Vostra accounts with Indian banks, and this allows us to process the payments in INR in both directions. So for import and export. Uh, so how it works in practice? Suppose an Indian company buys goods or services from Belarus. First of all, you need to sign a contract with your partner in Belarus. So the contract needs to contain the clause which specifies that the payment can be done in Indian rupees. This is a very important point. So then the invoice should be also issued in INR. After receiving the invoice from Belarusian partner, the Indian importer needs to submit a payment instruction to its servicing bank. In this payment instruction, he needs to indicate the name of the Belarusian beneficiary, the name of the Belarusian beneficiary's bank, the number of accounts, and the number of account of Belarusbank with the correspondent bank in India. So once it's submitted, the servicing bank may request the documents for which describe the deal, like contract, invoice, back and list, bill of lading. This is done. This is a usual practice while doing the international settlement. So you need to cooperate with the bank. You need to provide all the requested documents. And what is more important, you also need to provide the correct contact details so that the bank could contact you on time. So once the documents are checked, the payment is being processed in INR through the Indian banking system. So, for example, your servicing bank will send the payment through NEFT RTGS to the correspondent bank, which is partner bank of Belarus. So the correspondent bank will in its turn verify the details of the transaction and send a SWIFT message to Belarusbank that's about the payments. So once we receive this SWIFT message, we will credit the Belarusian exporter. So for an Indian importer, these advantages are quite practical. The company pays in Indian rupees. There is no need to buy foreign currency for the transaction. The route of the payment is clear, and it's limited only to the banks directly involved in this transaction. So the money do not go anywhere outside India except of Belarus. And the costs are generally predictable, and the payment can be monitored on every stage, real-time basis. So if you take the opposite situation, suppose you sell something to Belarus, then again you need to sign a contract with your partner in Belarus. The contract needs to contain the clause about the payment in INR. So you need to issue an invoice in INR and send it to your partner. Once he gets it, he will go to its servicing bank, for example, Belarusbank. We will debit his account in INR or in other currency, or we will sell him the INR at the preferable market rates. After it is done, we will send a swift message to our correspondent bank. The correspondent bank will send a request to you to provide the deal documents. So again, it's very important to provide the correct contact details to your partner, because he will include these contact details in his payment instruction. And based on these details, the correspondent bank will be contacting you. So again, you need to cooperate with the correspondent bank. You need to provide the documents. Once they are verified, the payment will be released and it will be automatically credited to your account in your bank. So again, the key point is that the transaction is settled in Indian rupees. For Indian exporters, this is convenient because they receive funds in their own currency and do not have to manage exchange rate risks. So from the business perspective, the mechanism can be useful for a wide range of transactions, supplies of goods, services, equipment, raw materials, industrial products. At the same time, it is important to prepare transactions properly. So before signing a contract, both parties should discuss payment arrangements with their banks. The contract should include Indian rupee payments as an available settlement option. The invoice should be denominated in Indian rupees. And the parties also should agree on the exchange rates, which will be determined if the original commercial price is discussed in another currency. So, for example, Belarusian exporters, when they give you the invoices, they usually convert their prices into INR using the indicative exchange rates which are published by the National Bank of the Republic of Belarus on a daily basis. So this preparation helps to avoid misunderstandings at the payment stage. I would like also to emphasize that Belarusbank is ready to assist companies in this process. Our role is not limited to opening and maintaining accounts. We are ready to help to understand the payment route, prepare the correct banking details, and to coordinate with all the banks involved on every stage. So this is particularly important because international trade is not only about payments, it is also about trust, timing, delivery, performance obligations, and risk management.